Oh, hello. Wait a minute, what's that? Oh, this old thing? Well, yes, I guess it is. Because here it is on Kim LaRue, a character I used to play in Langley's theatrical troupe, Fools. Yes, it is a little bit smaller on her, but that was 1975, 2 years after I arrived as a young bride from Los Angeles. We'll get back to Kimmy later. You see, I have roots to this here island. My mom and dad, Virginia and Travers LaRue, my sister Denise LaRue, and my then husband Les Dunner found this very special place because of my paternal great-grandfather, Samuel Blakeland. In the 1880s, he belonged and worked in a logging camp in Maxwelton Valley. The Callaghan brothers owned it. It was said that my great Aunt Mary Callaghan was one of the first postmistresses of the South End. My grandmother Molly used to ride on horseback to the Maxwelton schoolhouse every day. But unfortunately, my family decided to try farming in Kirkland. I guess the logging business didn't pay off. And you know, shoot, I could have been a land baroness, but oh well. But my grandmother, she returned in the 1960s, and we would visit her driving up from the San Fernando Valley, California. And after a life-changing decision, my parents decided to move here permanently in 1972. They opened up the Virginia's Pipe and Tobacco Shop on First Street, wooden Indian outside and all. My father handcrafted world-renowned smoking pipes that were made out of Mediterranean briar that was buried underground to make the wood hard. I remember it would arrive in great big burlap sacks. Out front, my mom would blend and sell the tobaccos. The best well-known was called Brown Crock, and that was sold distinctively to Bing Crosby, the singer, the crooner. She would pack it up and blend it and mail it to him. We still have that secret recipe. All the young men in Langley really loved Dad, and they would go and visit him in his small workshop in the back. Les and I followed the year after and opened up our own first shop called the Crow's Nest upstairs next to the pipe shop. We paid $50 for rent and lived there as well. When we arrived, we looked like and dressed like Ziggy Stardust with silver platform shoes and all. It took a while for the locals to talk to us. But after Dad took me to Lumberman's and bought me a pair of lace-up lumberjack boots, we made friends quickly. All my friends were women that were strong and beautiful, and they taught me how to cook on a wood stove, chop wood, and stand up for women all over the world. I taught them how to put on eyelashes. We're still great friends after 45 years. The year after, my sister came, followed suit, and she opened up the beloved women's boutique called The Cottage. We were a family of small businesses, and people would walk down the street and point, this is the mother's shop, this is the daughter's shop, and the one next door is the other daughter's shop. We three were in business for a collective of 135 years. The downtown core was different way back then. Way back then. We all knew each other, and we would hang out after hours, talk shop, and help one another, and try to make things happen in Langley. Heck, we used to put out an antique dining room table out on the sidewalk and eat dinner with whomever. But we did not make a lot of money. But we lived and worked in paradise amongst people of all ages and walks of life that somehow merged together. Remember, it was the 70s, a time that allowed newness and revolt against old ways to spur on creativity. And because Langley was on an island, it produced and condensed this form, and it was explosive. And it had to happen. We became each other's entertainment. And that concept hatched a lively Langley and the theatrical group called Fools. Fools was our group and the brainchild of Bob Sabatini, an implant from Oakland, California. He was the main writer, director, designer of original musicals staged at the Clyde Theater once a year for 10 years. Influenced from the show within the show movies of the 1930s and drag queen shows of the Bay Area, Bob created theater that used the entire town's artistic talents. And whether you had one or not, young or old, he would put you on stage and let the humor and music rip. Singers in their 80s, dancers that were as young as 4, musicians playing from second-story sets. That became the spectacle of Langley's own product that galvanized this very diverse community. I was lucky to be in the right place at the right time to grow into myself. I was very lucky indeed. Right, Kimmy?